Today I speak, not from the grave, but from the conscience of the living. My name is Thomas Sankara, and what I see now in Gaza is not a war. It is a slaughter. It is not conflict. It is colonialism with missiles. Children pulled from the rubble, mothers burying their sons, entire families wiped from the census of the living, all in seconds. And the world, it watches, it calculates, it debates. Where were these debates when Africa bled? Where were your resolutions when my people were enslaved, exploited, erased from their land and their memory? History repeats, not because we forget, but because some remember too well how profitable silence can be. They call it self-defense. I call it occupation. They say terrorism. I say resistance. Gaza is not a battlefield. Gaza is a laboratory, a testing ground for bombs, propaganda, and global cowardice. The powerful hold meetings. The victims hold their breath. The skies rain fire. The streets run red. But here's what they don't expect. The voice of the South will not stay silent forever. You can assassinate a man, but you cannot assassinate an idea. And what is that idea? That the lives of brown children matter as much as the lives of any child born in Paris, in New York, in Tel Aviv. That colonization, in any language, in any uniform, with any flag, remains a crime. That peace built on fear is not peace. That justice delayed is justice denied. To the youth watching this, do not let them numb you. They will show you statistics. They will argue politics. They will drown the cries of the living under the noise of their lies. But you must feel. You must act. You must speak. Our silence is not neutrality. It is consent. And I, Thomas Sankara, will never consent to injustice. They feared my voice in Burkina Faso. Now let it echo from Johannesburg to Jakarta, from Dakar to Detroit. Because Gaza is not alone. Palestine is not a slogan. It is a wound we all carry until it heals or we bleed out trying. So I ask you, how loud must the oppressed scream before the world hears pain as clearly as profit? And if you, like me, have ever tasted the ash of betrayal, the sting of colonial boots, the hollow echo of promises never kept, then you know the time for watching has passed. It is time to remember, to resist, to rise. When the bombs fall, they don't ask for passports. They don't check religion. They don't care if you prayed yesterday or not. They fall on homes, hospitals, on those trying to sleep through hell. I have seen this before, in the eyes of African mothers, holding their hunger like a shield. In the eyes of workers told their lives are cheap because their labor is plenty. In the eyes of children who grow old too soon. This is not about Palestine alone. It is about the machinery of control and who it crushes. They name their weapons after gods. They call their invasions operations. They speak of security while planting graves, but we are not fooled, not anymore. To the global south, this is our moment to speak one language, the language of justice. Not in whispers, not in negotiations held behind glass towers, but in streets, in schools, in songs, in fire. Refuse the silence they sold us. Refuse the fear they installed in our bones. Refuse the borders that divide our grief. To be neutral in times like these is to wear the uniform of the oppressor. Every rocket launched on Gaza echoes in Congo, in Haiti, in Yemen, in Myanmar. Pain is global, and so must resistance be. We have been too patient, too polite, too forgiving. And while we waited, they buried our dead under rubble and reason. So let the children of the South rise, not in hatred, but in power, in clarity, in unity. Let us create our own narrative. Let us write our own history with ink made from courage. Let our stories not begin with suffering, but with resistance. Not end in mourning, but in liberation. Because every revolution begins with a whisper that becomes a roar, and that roar is growing. Do not wait for the cameras to validate your pain. Do not wait for the West to give you language for your grief. Name it yourself. Own it. Transform it. In every city, let a child raise their voice. In every village, let an elder remember what freedom once tasted like. In every exile, let a poet sharpen their words like weapons. Do not be afraid to disrupt, to disobey, to dismantle. For the systems that built this world were not designed for your dignity. They were built to extract, to exploit, to erase. So we build something new, not just with protests, but with poetry, with policy, with people-powered movements that cannot be bought, bribed, or broken. This is the decade of awakening, and we will not go back to sleep. Revolution is not a moment. It is a practice. It is a daily commitment to truth, to love that liberates, to rage that builds. We carry the ancestors in our bones. We carry the unborn in our breath. And we will not let them inherit a world made of ashes and apologies. Do not ask if you are ready. Ask if you are needed. And the answer is yes. If I had one more breath in my lungs, I would use it to say this: rise, speak, march, building refuse. The oppressor has satellites, but we have each other. And in that, there is a power they cannot kill. Now go. Make the ground tremble with your truth. Make history remember your name.